Nigel Dodds.
Speaker, up until yesterday, the EU was saying very, very clearly that it wouldn't grant an extension unless there was a credible plan, either an election, a referendum, or the prospect of getting a withdrawal agreement through soon. It wouldn't grant an extension, and if it did, there would be stringent conditions. And in fact, neither of those things were held to by the European Union, because when they were faced with the unpalatable choice of a no deal, they backed down. Will the Prime Minister learn the lesson of that? She continues to reiterate what the EU have said about the withdrawal agreement and praise her withdrawal agreement. She and the rest of the front bench voted for changes to the backstop and to the withdrawal agreement, and the Attorney-General, in his devastating critique of it, said that it hadn't changed the fundamentals of what was agreed. So can the Prime Minister please examine where she's going with all of this, learn the lessons, and come back with something that can actually get a majority in this House? And will she also, just on the issue of extensions, bear in mind that the current session of Parliament is due to end, I understand, fairly soon? There is some talk around of extending this session beyond 2 years. And can I say, Mr. Speaker, on that point, that I think many in this House, including in this bench, would regard that as something that is not acceptable.
Well, can I say to the right honourable gentleman, we have consistently sought to change the withdrawal agreement, in particular to change the backstop. He will know full well that we have argued on many occasions for a time limit or a unilateral exit clause or the replacement by alternative arrangements. Before the withdrawal agreement was originally agreed in November, the government pushed consistently for an exit clause from the backstop, but the EU did not agree to it then. After the first meaningful vote, we raised the issue again, and we sought to change the withdrawal agreement and pushed for it to be replaced by alternative arrangements. On the 11th of March, we had an exchange of letters between myself and the Presidents of the Commission and the EU Council in January. On the 11th of March, in Strasbourg, the President of the European Commission and I agreed a package which means that the EU cannot try to trap the UK in the backstop indefinitely. It's explicitly a breach of the legally binding commitments we have agreed if they do so, and there's a legal commitment that both parties aim to replace the backstop with alternative arrangements by December 2020. But the changes at every stage, we have been working to get changes to the withdrawal agreement. The European Union has been clear now. No. Well, the right honourable gentleman says that they have backed down. Yes, I did put the case yesterday in relation to conditionality that he refers to, in relation to conditionality, and there was discussion around the table about that issue of conditionality, and the aspect that I think everybody around the table focused on is that there is only a single tier of membership of the European Union. There is only, legally, there is only a single tier of membership of the European Union, and they rejected the concept of conditionality on that basis.
Mr. Oliver Hield.